Hello and happy Wednesday, boys and girls. So today I'm going to make a video where I review the decimal division strategies that we have done yesterday. Those two problems that I did in the video were really helpful in how to divide with decimals. I know some of you might have a different way of doing it, and that's fine, but please make sure you send me examples of your work somehow, some way. That would be great. So let's look at this other way of looking at decimal division that sometimes might come up. Here we have the example 3 and 2/10 divided by 4. Sometimes we can look at that and we can think of this. We can think 32 divided by 4, which a lot of us know is equal to 8. And if we think, well, 3 and 2/10 is almost like 10 times smaller, we'd get a 10 times smaller answer, which is 8/10. So 3 and 2/10 divided by 4 is 8/10, whereas 32 divided by 4 equals 8. So if you think about it, we just did 32/10 divided by 4 is 8/10. 32 divided by 4 is 8. With this example 2 here, I'm going to show you just another one of those. So here we have 4 and 2/10 divided by 6, or 42/10. I first think of 42 divided by 6 and I get 7. So if I did 42/10, or 4 and 2/10 divided by 6, I'm going to get 7/10, which is 10 times smaller than 42 divided by 6, which is 7. So we're just making our answer 10 times smaller than what we would have if we had a whole number. If this is too confusing for you, boys and girls, just stick to the regular method that I gave yesterday. So here's our last example. With this example, I'm showing you how we have a diagram to use. I really like this diagram. I think it's helpful to see how we're breaking apart the numbers, regrouping things, and shifting around possible place value pieces and digits. It's cool that we are able to understand how to break apart a number. So our first problem is 17 and 7/10 divided by 3. You're going to see me accidentally make a mistake again where I did 17 and 3/10. I realize that once I start going, so just know that I will change that pretty briefly. I apologize that I didn't realize that. Here I made my 3 boxes with the digits on top, and I have 3 rows which represent my 3 groups because I'm dividing by 3. If you look closely, that's what the second number is in my division problem. So I need to make 3 groups. I'm dividing 17 and 7/10 into 3 groups. So first I broke apart that 10 into 9 and 1. I knew I could use 9, and I put 3 holes in each of those groups has 3 holes. And I have 1 hole left over. I'm going to take that 1 hole and I'm going to add it to the 7, which gives me 8. I can then decompose 8 and make that 6 and 2. And I realize that I can put 6 of these divided equally in 3 groups by putting 2 in each group. So again, boys and girls, I'm not dividing up my whole amount, but I have a part of it that I've already divided up. I take that last 2 wholes, which I know is really 20/10, and I can add that 20/10 to, and here's where I realize, I said, oh, 23 wouldn't make any sense. I can't divide 23 up evenly. I meant to put a 7, so I'm changing that over. Mr. Brumley makes mistakes all the time, but he realizes his mistakes to fix. And I did, instead of 2 holes, I made those 20/10 because 1 hole equals 10/10, so 2 holes equals 20/10. So adding that to our 7/10, I can get 27/10. And I know it's a little small to see, but you're getting 27/10, and we know 27 divided by 3 equals 9. So I know that if I had 3 groups and I had to split up 27/10, I would have 9/10 in each group. And you can see that I made 3 groups of 9/10, which would equal 27/10. So boys and girls, now I'm going to, after this, add up my example boxes in one row. So I can add it up and do 3 holes for my first column, 2 holes for my second column, and 9/10, and I'm going to get 5 and 9/10 as my answer. If you have any questions today, make sure you ask Mr. Brummelby. He's here to help and would love to do a session with anyone on the computer. Thank you, boys and girls.